He ripped the bag right out of her hands. The strap tore. She stumbled back. Her shoulder bag hit the floor, spilling a phone, a lipstick, a folded paper. People shouted. Phones came up. Marcus didn't move. He pointed at the bag, at the inside pocket, now visible. "Ma'am," he said, flat, calm. "Look." Naomi Chen, CEO, keynote speaker, the woman on every event banner, stared at him. Her face was shock, then fury. But she looked. Inside the pocket, a small white sticker, RFID tag, vendor code printed clear, QX7. She pulled it out, turned it over. "I didn't put this in my bag." Marcus's eyes flicked past her. 6 meters back, near column H7, gray jacket, sunglasses indoors, contractor badge. The man stood perfectly still, watching. Marcus had seen him 3 times already. Lobby, hallway, checkpoint. Always the same distance behind her. "Bag safety check," Marcus said, not asking. "Seal it now. Lobby cam L03 will show why." Behind him, his manager's radio crackled. "Main checkpoint. What's the delay?" 12 minutes until the keynote. The event was stacked. VIPs, press, hundreds waiting. And Marcus had just grabbed a CEO's bag in front of everyone. The crowd was closing in. Someone said he assaulted her. But Naomi wasn't looking at Marcus anymore. She was looking left, at the auxiliary lane, the empty lane that curved behind a partition, out of sight. The lane a man in a black polo had tried to guide her toward 30 seconds ago. A man Marcus didn't recognize. A man not on today's roster. She whispered, "Who sent me there?" The man in gray shifted his weight. 5 steps from the corridor exit. Keep listening to see how one grab in 10 seconds saved a life. Marcus had started the morning like every morning. Coffee at 5:30. Lily's bedroom door still closed. She slept better now, but mornings were hard. He checked his phone. One message. Miss Reyes, the school counselor. Lily seemed anxious during drop-off. "Let's check in after school." He read it twice. Put the phone face down on the counter. She was doing better. 3 months since the new therapist, Dr. Pham. Breathing exercises, routine, stability. It was working. Slowly. But mornings still triggered her. The moment he left for work. The moment she walked into school alone. Marcus exhaled, pocketed the phone. He couldn't fix it from here. He could only keep the job, keep the insurance, keep the routine steady. By 7, he was at the convention center, event staff checkpoint, his station for 8 months now. He liked the work, clean procedures, clear rules, no surprises. He pulled the roster from his clipboard. Today's team, 12 regulars, 3 floats. He'd memorized the faces that morning, checked their badge photos against the database, all matched. Derek, his manager, walked past. "Big day. VIPs press the works. Keep it smooth." "Always," Marcus said. Derek nodded but didn't smile. "One hiccup and you're off checkpoint duty. Understood?" "Understood." Marcus clipped the list back, smoothed his shirt, checked the scanner calibration, green light, ready. The crowd came in waves. 8 o'clock. Contractors, vendors, early press. Marcus worked lane 2. Beep, green, next. Beep, green, next. Rhythm, precision, no drama. At column H9, a man in a gray jacket stood near the lobby edge. Sunglasses, contractor badge on a lanyard. He wasn't moving toward the checkpoint, just standing, watching the VIP lane. Marcus noted it. Peripheral sweep, habit from 8 months of monitoring flow. Contractors usually checked in at the registration desk first. This one was just lingering, but the line was moving. No time to chase shadows. At 9:14, Naomi Chen arrived. Marcus had seen her name on the VIP manifest. Keynote speaker, CEO of some tech firm. Her face was on the banners outside. Sharp suit, confident smile. She walked like someone used to being recognized. Her assistant trailed behind, juggling a tablet and 2 phones. Naomi's lanyard read Keynote Main Stage 10:15. Tight schedule. She reached Marcus's scanner. Smiled. Professional. "Morning." "Morning, ma'am." Marcus gestured to the table. "Bag here, badge ready." She placed her bag down, leather, monogrammed, expensive, and swiped her badge. Beep, beep, beep. Red light. The display flashed. Secondary check required. Marcus frowned. VIPs were pre-cleared. Her badge should have scanned clean. Naomi frowned too. "Is there a problem? I registered yesterday." "One moment." Marcus checked the display. No error code, just mismatch. Before he could troubleshoot, a man appeared beside the scanner. Black polo, Event staff badge, generic, the kind that said auxiliary instead of a name. Auxiliary lane, ma'am, the man said smoothly. He gestured left toward the lane that curved behind a partition. We'll sort this quickly. Just a bag check. Marcus looked at him, looked at the badge, the face. He didn't know this man. He'd checked the roster that morning. 12 regulars, 3 floats, their photos, their names. This man wasn't one of them. Hey, Marcus said. Name. The helper didn't turn, just kept gesturing Naomi forward. This way, ma'am. Won't take long. Wrong. Marcus's gaze shifted, past Naomi, past her assistant. The man in the gray jacket had moved. Column H7 now. Closer. 6 meters behind Naomi, still watching. Marcus tracked movement as part of the job, scanning badges, watching patterns, flagging anything off. He'd clocked this man twice already. Lobby entry at 9:06, then the hallway turn near the escalators. Now, here. Same distance behind her each time. 3 points. Same target. Naomi took 1 step toward the auxiliary lane. Marcus saw it in his head. The layout. He'd worked this checkpoint for 8 months. The auxiliary lane curved left past the partition. It was designed for private checks. Fewer people. Quieter. 2 ceiling cameras, C14 and C15, both angled toward the back wall, not the entry. Blind spot. 90 seconds from entry to exit. No witnesses. If someone wanted to corner her, that's where they do it. Naomi took another step. Marcus moved. He grabbed the bag. Yanked. Hard. The strap ripped. Naomi stumbled. The bag hit the floor. People shouted. Phones came up. Now, 30 seconds later, Naomi was staring at the RFID tag in her hand, the white sticker with QX7 printed on it. I didn't pack this, she said again. Quieter. Marcus's phone buzzed in his pocket. He felt it, but didn't check. Probably Miss Reyes again. Probably Lily. He couldn't think about that now. Derek's voice cut through the noise. Marcus, what the hell are you doing? His manager shoved through the murmurs, red-faced, radio in hand. Sir, Marcus said, calm. Bag safety check. Unidentified item. You just ripped a VIP's bag in front of 200 people. Yes, sir. Requesting protocol under Section 9 of the Event Security SOP, seal bag, photograph contents, log entry for unidentified objects in secure zones. Derek stared at him. You better be right. I am. If you're not, you're done. You understand? Done. Marcus met his eyes. I understand. Behind Derek, people were muttering. Phones still recording. Someone said, call security. Someone else, lawsuit. Marcus ignored them. His gaze went back to the man in gray, still at column H7, still calm, still watching. Check the names, Marcus said. The man who tried to redirect her. Black polo, auxiliary badge. He's not on today's float list. Derek's jaw tightened. He pulled his tablet, scrolled. Naomi's voice quiet but steady. What's going on? Marcus turned to her. Ma'am, that tag in your hand, did you put it in your bag? No. When did you pack the bag? This morning, at my hotel. I packed it myself. Did anyone have access to it between then and now? She hesitated. I left it at the concierge desk while I had breakfast. They brought it to my car. Marcus nodded. The tag triggered the scanner. Someone wanted you flagged for secondary check. Someone who knew you'd be directed to the auxiliary lane. Naomi's face went pale. She looked at the empty lane, the partition hiding it. There's a man, Marcus said. Gray jacket, contractor badge. I've tracked him through 3 positions. Lobby entry, hallway, now here. Same distance behind you each time. Lobby cam L03 covers that path. It'll show the pattern. Derek looked up from his tablet. His face was tight. There's no auxiliary staff assigned today. Not on the float list. Silence. Naomi's assistant stepped forward. Where is he? The man who tried to take her? Marcus pointed toward the auxiliary lane entry. The black polo helper was gone. Derek's radio crackled. Control, we have an incident at main checkpoint. VIP involved. Advise. The response. Event starts in 10 minutes. Clear it fast. Derek looked at Marcus. You just ended your career. Marcus's phone buzzed again. He felt it. Ignored it. Sir, he said, check the bag. Check the cam. Then decide. Naomi held up the tag. If he's right, if someone planted this, then we have a bigger problem. Derek finished. The murmurs grew louder. Derek looked where Marcus had pointed, then back at the torn bag. All right, we checked the bag, but if you're wrong, he didn't finish. Marcus knew. I'm done. The scanner had beeped wrong. That was the start. Marcus replayed it in his head while Derek pulled up the security protocols on his tablet. Naomi's badge was pre-cleared. He'd seen it on the manifest. No metal in her bag that would trip the sensor. No reason for red, unless something new had been added. The RFID tag. Small enough to miss. Strong enough to trigger a mismatch. Derek scrolled through his tablet, muttering. Naomi stood beside Marcus, the torn strap still in her hand. Her assistant hovered close, phone ready. Marcus's gaze drifted back to column H7. The man in gray was still there. He hadn't moved toward the exit, hadn't panicked, just waiting. That bothered Marcus more than if he'd run. "Okay," Derek said. He looked up from the tablet. "Section 9 is real. You're covered on procedure." He pointed at the bag. "But we do this fast. Event control is screaming at me." "Understood," Marcus said. Derek turned to Naomi. "Ma'am, I apologize for the disruption. We're going to examine your bag under witness protocol. You'll be present the entire time. Agreed?" Naomi nodded. Her voice was steady now. "Agreed, but I want to know what's happening." "So do I," Derek said. He keyed his radio. "Tan, main checkpoint, bring a seal kit and a camera." The response came fast. "Copy, 30 seconds." Officer Tan arrived with a black case. Mid-40s, calm, efficient. Marcus had worked with him before. Tan didn't ask questions he didn't need answered. "Bag safety check," Derek said. "Unidentified item. Witness present." Tan nodded. He set the case on the checkpoint table, pulled out a clear plastic evidence bag and a phone with a camera lens attachment. "Let's see it." Marcus gestured to Naomi's bag. Inner pocket, RFID tag, vendor code QX7. Tan crouched beside the bag. He photographed it first. Closed, then open. Then he reached into the inner pocket and pulled out the tag with gloved fingers. He held it up to the light. White sticker, adhesive back. The code was printed clean. QX7 8842. "Serial number," Tan said. He photographed it. Close up. "Ma'am, you said you didn't pack this?" "I didn't," Naomi said. "I've never seen it before." Tan placed the tag in the evidence bag, sealed it, logged the time on a small pad. 9:26. Unidentified RFID tag, vendor QX7, serial 8842. Recovered from CEO Naomi Chen's personal bag during secondary screening. He looked at Derek. "This isn't our vendor." Derek frowned. "What do you mean?" "We use ZT4 protocol for all event RFID, Naomi said. Her voice was quiet but sharp. "Internal security standard. I approved it myself. QX isn't on our contractor list." Tan and Derek exchanged a look. Marcus felt the shift, the moment doubt turned into something heavier. "So, someone planted a foreign tag in her bag," Derek said slowly, "to trigger the scanner. To send her to the auxiliary lane," Marcus added. Derek's expression hardened. He turned to Marcus. "You said there was a man. The one in the black polo. The helper." "Yes. And he's not on the roster." "Correct." Derek pulled up the staff list on his tablet again. Scrolled through names. 12 regulars. 3 floats. He tapped each photo. "None of these match the man you saw." "No, sir." Derek's finger hovered over the screen. Then he looked up. Scanned the checkpoint. "Where is he now?" Marcus pointed toward the auxiliary lane entry. "Empty corridor." "He disappeared after I grabbed the bag." "Convenient," Tan muttered. Derek keyed his radio. "Control, credible security concern. Request auxiliary lane closure pending verification." Static. Then, "Negative. We're already behind schedule. Clear the concern or escalate to security lead." Derek's knuckles went white on the radio. "Control, I am the security lead for this zone. Close the auxiliary lane. Now." Silence. Longer this time. "Copy. Auxiliary lane closed. Yellow tape going up." Derek exhaled. He looked at Marcus. "You just bought yourself 2 minutes. If this falls apart, we both go down." Marcus nodded. "Understood." Tan was still examining the RFID tag through the evidence bag. "If this was planted to redirect her, someone had access to her bag before she arrived here." Naomi spoke up. "I left it at the hotel concierge desk. 20 minutes. I had breakfast in the restaurant." "Which hotel?" Tan asked. "Grandview, downtown." Tan made a note. "We'll need to pull their lobby footage, but that'll take hours." "We don't have hours," Derek said. He looked at Marcus. "You said there's another man. Gray jacket. You've been tracking him." "Yes." "Where is he now?" Marcus turned, scanned the checkpoint. The man in gray had moved again. Column H5 now. Closer to the main lane. Closer to Naomi. Still 6 meters back. Still watching. "There," Marcus said. He pointed. Derek and Tan followed his gaze. The man stood perfectly still. Sunglasses, contractor badge visible on his chest, hands in his pockets, casual. Too casual. He's been following her since the lobby, Marcus said. I clocked him at column H9 when she entered, then the hallway, then here. Same distance every time. Derek's eyes narrowed. You're sure? Yes. How do you know he's not just another attendee? Because attendees move, Marcus said. They shift. They talk. He doesn't. He just watches her. Tan pulled his radio. Officer Tan, main checkpoint, visual on male subject, gray jacket, sunglasses, contractor badge, column H5, hold for ID verification. The response, copy, en route. Marcus's phone buzzed again. Third time. He pulled it out. Just a glance. Miss Reyes. Another message. Lily's asking when you'll be home. She's practicing her breathing exercises. His chest tightened. Breathing exercises. That meant she was anxious. That meant the morning had been harder than he'd thought. He pocketed the phone. Naomi was watching him. Everything okay? Yes, ma'am. She didn't look convinced, but she didn't push. Derek was still staring at the man in gray. If he's part of this, if he and the fake helper coordinated, then this wasn't opportunistic. Tan finished. This was planned. Naomi's face went pale. Planned to do what? No one answered. Marcus watched the man in gray. Watched his posture, his stillness. The man's hand moved, slowly, pulled a phone from his pocket, studied the screen. Then he looked up, directly at the checkpoint, directly at Marcus. For 2 seconds, they locked eyes. Then the man pocketed his phone, shifted his weight, started walking, not toward the exit, toward the corridor that led to the auxiliary lane. He's moving, Marcus said. Tan keyed his radio. Subject is mobile, intercept at corridor B. Do not let him reach the auxiliary lane. Derek grabbed Marcus's arm. If you're wrong about this, if he's just some random contractor. I'm not wrong, Marcus said. Naomi's voice cut through. Quiet, controlled. I want to see the footage. Derek turned. What? The lobby camera. The one he mentioned. L03. She looked at Marcus. You said it would show the pattern. I want to see it. Derek hesitated, then nodded. Tan, can we pull it? Tan looked at his watch. Tech needs 4 minutes to queue it up. Do it. Tan spoke into his radio. Request lobby cam L03 footage. Timestamp 9:05 to 9:20. Priority pull. The response. Queued. ETA 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Marcus counted them in his head. Watched the man in gray reach the corridor entrance. Watched a uniformed officer step into his path. The man stopped. Didn't run. Didn't resist. Just smiled. And pulled out his contractor badge. Held it up. The officer examined it. Spoke into his radio. Then nodded. Stepped aside. The man walked past him. Marcus's stomach dropped. Tan, he said. He just passed your guy. Tan's radio buzzed. Subject's badge verifies clean. Contractor ID confirmed. Letting him proceed. No, Marcus said. He keyed Derek's radio without asking. Stop him. His badge might be real, but his assignment isn't. Cross-reference the name against the vendor list. Static. Then, what vendor list? Derek grabbed the radio. The approved contractor roster for today's event. It's in the security database. Cross-reference his badge ID now. Silence. Longer. Copy. Running it. Naomi was staring at Marcus. What's happening? His badge is real, Marcus said, but that doesn't mean he's supposed to be here. Derek's tablet pinged. He looked down. His shoulders tensed. Control just sent me the contractor roster. He scrolled. Stopped. There's no one from QX Solutions on today's approved list. Tan looked at the evidence bag, at the RFID tag. QX7. Naomi's voice dropped. The same vendor. Silence. Then Derek's radio. Subject badge reads QX Solutions Contractor J. Torres. Not on today's approved entry. Holding for verification. Derek looked at Marcus. You were right. Marcus didn't feel relief, just cold certainty. He's not random, Marcus said. He and the fake helper, they were moving her into position. Naomi's hand went to her throat. Into position for what? Marcus met her eyes. The auxiliary lane. 90 seconds. No cameras covering the entry. No crowd. Just you and him. Her face went white. Derek's radio buzzed. Subject claims he's late for a session in Conference B. Requesting release. Derek looked at Marcus, then at Naomi. Hold him, Derek said into the mic. We're pulling footage now. Static. Then, copy. Holding. Marcus glanced at his watch. 3 minutes left. The man in gray wasn't panicking, and that told Marcus everything. The crowd hadn't dispersed. If anything, it had grown thicker. Words spread fast. CEO. Torn bag, security incident. Phones stayed up. Marcus could feel the weight of every lens pointed at him. Derek's radio sat clipped to his belt, silent for now. The man in gray, J. Torres, according to his badge, was being held near Corridor B. Contained but not arrested. Not yet. Marcus stood at the checkpoint table, hands at his sides, waiting. Naomi hadn't moved either. She held the torn strap of her bag like evidence. Her assistant whispered something urgent, but Naomi shook her head. Not yet. Officer Tan sealed the evidence bag with the RFID tag inside. He labeled it with black marker, date, time, location. Then he looked at Derek. This stays in my possession until we resolve this. Agreed? Agreed, Derek said. Tan tucked the bag into his vest pocket. Footage should be up in 2 minutes. 2 minutes felt like 20. A woman's voice cut through the murmurs. Excuse me, what's going on here? Marcus turned. A woman in a red scarf pushed to the front of the crowd. Mid-50s, sharp eyes. She wasn't holding a phone, just watching. Derek stepped forward. Security matter, ma'am. We're handling it. Handling what? She looked at Marcus, then at Naomi. I saw what happened. He grabbed her bag, tore it. Yes, Derek said. His tone was careful, professional. And we're investigating the circumstances. The woman's gaze didn't waver. Investigating whether he assaulted her, you mean? No, Naomi said. Her voice was quiet but firm. Investigating whether someone tried to harm me. The woman blinked. What? There was a foreign object in my bag, Naomi continued, something I didn't pack. This man, she gestured to Marcus, stopped me from walking into a blind spot with someone who's been following me. The woman looked at Marcus again. Her expression shifted. Not convinced, just uncertain. If that's true, she said slowly, then why is everyone treating him like a criminal? No one answered. The woman turned back to the crowd, raised her voice. Maybe we should wait before we judge. A few people lowered their phones. Not many, but a few. Marcus didn't acknowledge her, but he filed it away. One voice of doubt. That was all it took to crack the certainty of a mob. Derek's radio buzzed. Security lead, this is control. Event coordinator wants an update. Keynote is delayed. VIPs are asking questions. Derek's jaw clenched. He keyed the mic. Tell them we're verifying a potential threat. ETA 2 minutes. Copy. But they want to know if the venue is secure. It is. We've contained the situation. Understood. Derek clipped the radio back, looked at Marcus. If the footage doesn't show what you say, it shows. It will, Marcus said. You sound very sure. I am. Derek's eyes narrowed. Why? What makes you so certain this isn't just coincidence? A contractor doing his job, a scanner glitch, a tag someone accidentally left in her bag. Marcus met his gaze. Because contractors don't linger at columns watching VIPs, because helpers don't ignore direct questions about their names, and because men who are innocent don't stay calm when they're being held for questioning. Derek didn't respond immediately. Then he nodded. Once. Fair. Marcus's phone buzzed again. 4th time. He pulled it out. Another message from Miss Reyes. She's okay now. Breathing helped, but she asked if you're coming to pick up today. I told her yes. Marcus typed back quickly. I'll be there. He pocketed the phone, looked up. Naomi was watching him. Your daughter? She asked. Marcus hesitated, then nodded. Yes. How old? 9. Naomi's expression softened, just slightly. What's her name? Lily. She's lucky to have you. Marcus didn't know how to respond to that, so he just said, thank you. Naomi glanced at the crowd, at the phones, at the mess of her torn bag on the table. If you're right about this, if someone really was targeting me, then you just risked your job to save my life. I did my job, Marcus said. No, her voice was firm. You did more than that, and if this goes the way you think it will, I won't forget it. Marcus nodded, didn't trust himself to say more. Officer Tan's radio crackled. No, chirped. Footage is up. Control room, whenever you're ready. Tan looked at Derek. You want to view it here or in the control room? Derek pulled his tablet. Here. I want her to see it. He gestured to Naomi. Tan keyed his mic. Send it to security lead tablet, ID Delta 7. Copy. Sending now. 10 seconds. Then Derek's tablet chimed. He tapped the screen. A video player loaded. Black and white. Wide-angle lens. Timestamp in the corner. 9 hours, 5 minutes, and 42 seconds. Lobby cam L03, Derek said. He turned the screen so Naomi and Marcus could see. The video showed the main lobby entrance. Doors on the left, registration desk on the right, column H9 visible in the frame. There, Marcus said. He pointed at the screen. 9:06. She enters. Naomi appeared on screen, walking through the main doors, her assistant behind her. She moved toward the registration desk. 8 seconds later, a man entered, gray jacket, sunglasses, contractor badge. He didn't go to the desk. He stopped at column H9, pulled out his phone, looked at the screen, then looked up. At Naomi. He's watching her, Tan said quietly. Derek fast-forwarded. The timestamp jumped to 9:08. Naomi moved through the lobby toward the escalators. The man in gray followed. Maintain distance. 6 meters. Maybe 7. Same distance, Marcus said. Derek kept playing. 9:12. Naomi reached the checkpoint level. The man followed her up the escalator, stopped at column H7. 3 zones, Derek said. His voice was flat. You were right. Naomi's face had gone pale. He was following me the entire time. Yes, Marcus said. Derek rewound the footage. Froze it at 9:07. The man in gray, phone in hand, screen visible. He's looking at something, Tan said. He squinted at the screen. Can we zoom? Derek tapped the screen. The image pixelated but enlarged. The man's phone screen showed a text message, too blurry to read, but the timing was clear. He got a message right after she entered, Derek said. Then he started following. Coordinated, Tan said. Naomi's voice was barely audible. Someone told him I was here. No one disagreed. Derek's radio chirped again. Security lead, this is Officer Hayes at Corridor B. Subject Torres is asking for his phone. Says he needs to contact his supervisor. Advise. Derek looked at Marcus, then at the frozen footage on his tablet. Negative, Derek said into the mic. No phone access. Keep him isolated. Copy. Derek set the tablet down, looked at Naomi. Ma'am, I owe you an apology, and I owe Marcus one too. Naomi nodded. What happens now? Now we verify his badge, Derek said. He pulled up another screen on his tablet. QX Solutions. Let's see what their vendor code really means. He scrolled through the approved contractor database, searched for QX. No results. He tried QX Solutions. Still nothing. They're not in the system, Derek said. His voice was tight. They're not an approved vendor for this event, or any event we've hosted in the past year. Tan whistled low. So his badge is fake. Or it's real but unauthorized, Derek said. Either way, he shouldn't be here. Marcus's gaze drifted toward Corridor B, toward where Torres was being held. The man who hadn't panicked, the man who'd smiled when the officer stopped him. He's waiting for something, Marcus said. Derek looked up. What? He's not trying to leave. He's not demanding a lawyer. He's just waiting. Marcus met Derek's eyes. He thinks someone's going to get him out. Silence. Then Naomi's voice, quiet and cold. Then we don't give him the chance. Derek's radio buzzed. Security lead, Torres just received a phone call. Came through on his phone in his pocket. He's asking to answer it. Says it's his supervisor. Derek looked at Marcus. What do you think? Marcus didn't hesitate. Let him answer. On speaker. We listen. Derek keyed the mic. Put it on speaker. Record it. We're listening. Static. Then, copy. Stand by. Naomi's hand tightened on the torn strap. Marcus counted the seconds and waited to hear who was on the other end of that call. The phone rang twice before Officer Hayes picked up. Derek held his radio close. The speaker crackled, then cleared. A voice came through. Male. Smooth. Professional. Mr. Torres, this is dispatch. We've been trying to reach you. Torres's voice calm. I'm here. There's been a delay. We're aware. Are you able to proceed to Conference B? Not at the moment. Security is asking questions. A pause. Then, questions about what? My credentials. They're saying I'm not on the approved list. Another pause. Longer this time. That's unusual. Your badge should have cleared. Let me verify with our admin team. Appreciated. Stand by. The line didn't disconnect, just went quiet. Muzak played faintly in the background. Derek muted his radio, looked at Marcus. He's stalling. Or whoever's on the other end is, Marcus said. Tan pulled out his own phone, started typing. I'm running QX Solutions through the business registry. See if they're even a real company. Naomi stood with her arms crossed. Her face was tight. That voice. Dispatch. What kind of contractor has dispatch? Larger firms. Derek said. Security companies, facilities management, but not random event vendors, Naomi said. No, Derek agreed. Not usually. The Muzak cut off. The voice came back. Mr. Torres, we've confirmed your assignment. You were cleared through the regional office. It appears there was a clerical error on the venue's end. Derek's knuckles went white on the radio. Torres. Understood. Can you send confirmation to the security lead here? Of course. What's the contact? Hayes' voice came through, tight. This is Officer Hayes, venue security. Who am I speaking with? This is Martin Reese, dispatch coordinator for QX Solutions. I can send you our contract verification and Mr. Torres's clearance paperwork. Do you have an email? Hayes hesitated. Derek keyed his own radio. Hayes, this is Derek Moss, security lead. Patch me through. A click. Then Derek's voice went live on the line. Mr. Reese, this is Derek Moss. Before we proceed, I need your company's vendor registration number for this event. Silence. Our vendor number? Yes. Every approved contractor receives a VRN when they register with the venue. It's a 6-digit code. You should have it in your system. Another pause. I'll need to pull that from our records. Can I call you back? No, Derek said. His voice was steel. You can provide it now, or Mr. Torres stays detained. The line went quiet. No Muzak this time, just dead air. Then, I'll have our admin pull it. Give me 2 minutes. You have one. Derek muted the radio again. Looked at Tan. Anything. Tan was staring at his phone. QX Solutions exists. Registered in Nevada 3 months ago. Business type? Consulting services? No contracts listed. No employees on LinkedIn. No website. Shell company, Marcus said. Looks like it, Tan said. Naomi's voice was quiet. They made it just for this. No one disagreed. Derek unmuted his radio. Hayes, any movement from Torres? Negative. He's just standing here. Hasn't asked to leave. Hasn't asked for a lawyer. Just waiting. Keep him there. Derek set the radio down, pulled up his tablet, opened the approved contractor list again, scrolled to the notes section. Every vendor that registers gets a confirmation email, he said. It includes the VRN, the event date, and the assigned staff names. He looked at Marcus. If QX Solutions was approved, there'd be a record, an email, a form, something. And there isn't, Marcus said. No. Derek tapped through screens, opened the event database, searched for QX. 0 results. He searched for Torres. 0 results. He looked up. They're ghosts. The radio chirped. Hayes again. Security lead, it's been 90 seconds. No callback yet. Copy, Derek said. He looked at Marcus. At Naomi. I'm ending this. He keyed the mic. Hayes, inform Mr. Torres that without a valid VRN, his credentials are considered unauthorized. He's being detained pending further investigation. Copy. 1 moment. They heard Hayes relay the message. Then Torres's voice, still calm, still smooth. I understand. I'd like to contact my legal counsel. That's his right, Hayes said. Granted, Derek said. But he stays in your custody. No phone access until counsel arrives. Understood. The line clicked off. Naomi exhaled. She looked at Marcus. You were right. About all of it. Marcus didn't feel vindicated, just tired. We're not done yet. What do you mean? The helper, Marcus said. The man in the black polo. He's still out there. Derek's face tightened. You're right. He pulled his tablet again. Opened the checkpoint camera feeds. We need to find him. Tan leaned over. What's the timeline? When did he disappear? Right after I grabbed the bag, Marcus said. 9:26. Maybe 30 seconds later. Derek scrubbed through the footage. Checkpoint cam C02. Wide angle. He found the timestamp. 9 hours, 26 minutes, and 18 seconds. On screen, Marcus grabbing the bag, the strap tearing, the crowd surging forward, and in the background, left side of the frame, a man in a black polo turning away, walking toward the auxiliary lane corridor. There, Marcus said. Derek zoomed. The image pixelated. The man's face was visible for 2 seconds. Then he turned the corner. Gone. Can we track him? Naomi asked. Maybe. Derek switched to hallway cam H12. The feed showed the auxiliary lane corridor. Timestamp 9 hours, 26 minutes, and 40 seconds. The man in the black polo appeared, walked fast but didn't run, reached the end of the corridor, opened a side door marked staff only, and vanished. He knew the layout, Tan said. Or someone told him, Marcus said. Derek rewound the footage, froze it on the man's face. Can you run facial recognition on this? Tan pulled out his phone. snapped a photo of the tablet screen. I'll send it to our database, but if he's not in the system, we're stuck. Do it anyway. Tan typed quickly. Hit send. Done. Results in 5 minutes if there's a match. Marcus's gaze drifted back to the evidence bag in Tan's vest pocket, the RFID tag, QX788842. The tag, Marcus said. Can we trace the serial number? Tan pulled the bag out, looked at the sticker through the plastic. RFID tags are usually registered to a vendor system if we can access QX Solutions' database. We can't, Derek said. They're a shell. They won't have a public database. Then we find another way, Naomi said. Her voice was firm. That tag triggered the scanner. That means it's functional. That means it's connected to something. Tan nodded slowly. She's right. RFID tags communicate with readers. If we scan it with the right equipment, we might be able to pull metadata. Manufacturer, activation date, maybe even the device that programmed it. Do we have that equipment? Derek asked. Event Tech might, Tan said. They use RFID for attendee badges. Derek grabbed his radio. Control, this is security lead. I need an RFID tech at main checkpoint. Priority. Copy, sending someone now. While they waited, Marcus looked at Naomi. Ma'am, I need to ask, when you left your bag at the concierge desk, did anyone else have access to your room? Naomi thought for a moment. Housekeeping. I had a do not disturb sign, but they have master keys. Did you request any services? Laundry. Room service. No. I ordered breakfast in the restaurant. What time did you leave the bag? 8:30. I picked it up at 8:50. 20 minutes, Marcus said. He looked at Derek. That's the window. Someone accessed her bag between 8:30 and 8:50. At the hotel, Derek said. Yes. Then we need to call the Grandview. Get their security footage. That'll take hours, Tan said. I don't care, Derek said. We're building a case. Every piece matters. A young woman in a tech vest arrived. She carried a tablet and a small handheld scanner. You need an RFID read. Yes, Tan said. He handed her the evidence bag. Can you scan this without opening it? She examined the bag. Plastic's thin enough. Should work. She powered on the scanner, held it close to the tag. The scanner beeped. Data scrolled across her tablet screen. Okay, she said. Tag type, passive UHF. Manufacturer, Gentex Systems. Activation date. She scrolled. 2 days ago, October 28th. 2 days, Naomi said. That's when I confirmed my keynote slot, the tech continued. Programmed by device ID, GT4401. That's a portable programmer, handheld unit. Can you trace the device? Derek asked. Not directly, but Gentex Systems keeps sales records. If you can get a warrant, you might be able to find out who bought the programmer. Derek looked at Tan. That's law enforcement territory. Tan nodded. I'll make the call. He stepped away, phone to his ear. The tech handed the evidence bag back. Anything else? No, Derek said. Thank you. She left. Naomi turned to Marcus. 2 days. Someone knew I was coming, knew my schedule, bought the equipment, planted the tag. Premeditated, Marcus said. Why? Naomi's voice cracked slightly. Why me? Marcus didn't have an answer, but he had a theory. Ma'am, he said carefully, is there anyone who might have a reason to target you? A business rival? A lawsuit? Anything? Naomi's face went pale. She looked at Derek, then at Marcus. There's a shareholder vote next week, she said quietly. A hostile takeover attempt. If I'm not there to defend my position. She didn't finish. She didn't need to. Derek's jaw tightened. If you're incapacitated, or worse. They win, Naomi said. Tan returned, phone in hand. His face was grim. I just spoke to the Grandview's security chief. They're pulling concierge footage now. But there's something else. What? Derek asked. Torres's contractor badge. I ran the serial number. Tan looked at Naomi. It was issued yesterday by a shell company registered to the same address as QX Solutions. Derek's radio buzzed. Hayes again. Security lead. Torres just asked to make a statement. Derek looked at Marcus, then at Naomi. What kind of statement? Derek asked. He says if you close the auxiliary lane permanently and sweep it for devices, you'll find what you're looking for. Silence. Marcus's stomach dropped. Devices, he said quietly. He was planning something. That's what the 90 seconds was for. Derek didn't hesitate. He keyed his radio. Control, I need a sweep team at the auxiliary lane. Full electronic countermeasures. Now. Copy. ECM team is 3 minutes out. 3 minutes. Marcus looked at the auxiliary lane entry. Yellow tape stretched across it. An officer stood guard. The corridor beyond curved out of sight. 90 seconds. That's how long Torres would have had if Naomi had walked in there alone. 90 seconds to plant a device, to threaten her, to do worse. Why would he tell us? Naomi asked. Her voice was quiet. About the devices. Why help us now? He's not helping, Marcus said. He's protecting himself. Derek nodded. If we find devices, it shifts the story. From attempted assault to something else. Corporate espionage, surveillance. Still illegal, but different consequences. Lighter sentence, Tan said. Maybe no sentence at all if he cooperates, Derek added. Gives up whoever hired him. Naomi's face was stone. So he gets away with it. Not if we do this right, Derek said. The ECM team arrived. 2 technicians in gray uniforms carrying equipment cases. The lead tech, a woman with close-cropped hair, approached Derek. You called for a sweep? Auxiliary lane, Derek said. He gestured toward the taped corridor. Subject claims there are listening devices. Maybe cameras. We need a full scan. The tech nodded. RF sweep first, then physical inspection. Could take 10 minutes. Do it in 5, Derek said. She didn't argue, just motioned to her partner. They ducked under the tape and disappeared into the corridor. Marcus watched them go. His phone buzzed again. 5th time. He pulled it out. Miss Reyes. Another message. Lily just asked if you're okay. I told her you're working. She drew you a picture. I'll save it for pickup. A picture. That meant she was grounded. Focused. That was good. Marcus typed back. Tell her I'm fine. I'll see her at 3:30. He sent it, pocketed the phone. Naomi was watching him. You keep checking. Is everything all right? Yes, ma'am. Your daughter? Yes. Naomi's expression softened. What does she know about today? Nothing, Marcus said. She knows I work security. That's all. Will you tell her? Marcus thought about that. Lily didn't need to know her dad had grabbed a CEO's bag in front of 200 people. Didn't need to know he'd been one wrong call away from losing his job. Maybe when she's older, he said. Naomi smiled. Small but real. That's fair. Derek's radio crackled. The ECM tech's voice. Security lead, we've got hits. 3 devices, RF signatures consistent with commercial-grade audio transmitters. Derek's face went hard. Location? 1 behind the privacy partition, 1 under the check table, 1 in the ceiling tile near the exit. Can you disable them? Already done. Batteries pulled. They're inert. Bag them. Chain of custody. I want photos and serial numbers. Copy. Derek lowered the radio. Looked at Marcus. He wasn't lying. No, Marcus said. But he wasn't protecting her either. Naomi's voice was ice. He was recording. Whatever he planned to do in there, he was going to record it. Marcus nodded. That made sense. Evidence, blackmail, leverage, or insurance, Derek said. Proof he followed orders. If things went wrong, he could say he was just the operator, not the planner. Either way, Tan said, we've got him on illegal surveillance. That's a felony. The ECM techs emerged from the corridor. The lead tech carried a clear evidence bag. Inside, 3 small black devices, each the size of a key fob. She handed the bag to Derek. Commercial transmitters, model BT7, range about 50 meters. They were actively broadcasting when we found them. Broadcasting to what? Derek asked. Probably a receiver nearby. Laptop? Phone? We'd need to scan for the receiving device. Derek looked at Tan. Check Torres, his phone, his pockets, everything. Tan keyed his radio. Hayes, search Torres for electronic devices. Phones, tablets, anything with Bluetooth or RF capability. Copy. Stand by. While they waited, Marcus studied the devices through the plastic. Standard surveillance gear. Nothing custom. You could buy them online for a few $100s, but the placement was careful. Strategic. Behind the partition, where someone would stand if they were cornered. Under the table, where a bag would be set down. In the ceiling. Wide coverage. Whoever planted these knew the layout, knew the blind spots. The helper, Marcus said. The man in the black polo. He's the one who placed these. Probably, Derek said. Torres was just the distraction. Keep her moving in the right direction. And if I hadn't stopped her, Naomi said quietly, I'd be in there right now, on tape, saying whatever he forced me to say. No one disagreed. Hayes came back on the radio. Security lead, we found a phone on Torres. Password locked. He's refusing to unlock it. Expected, Derek said. Bag it. We'll need a warrant to access it. Copy. Derek turned to Tan. Can your department expedite that? Given the surveillance devices, we've got probable cause. I'll make the call, Tan said. He stepped away again. Marcus's gaze drifted to the checkpoint crowd. It had thinned slightly. Some people had moved on, late for sessions, bored of waiting. But a core group remained. Phones still up, still recording. The woman in the red scarf was still there too. She caught Marcus's eye, nodded once. He nodded back. We're going to need a statement, Derek said to Marcus. From you. Official record. Understood. And from you, ma'am, Derek said to Naomi. Of course. It'll take time. Probably the rest of the day. Naomi checked her watch. My keynote was supposed to start 8 minutes ago. Derek winced. I'm sorry. Don't be. Her voice was firm. If I'd given that keynote, I'd be walking into a shareholder meeting next week with a recording of me in a panic. Or worse. She looked at Marcus. You saved more than my safety. You saved my company. Marcus didn't know what to say to that, so he just said, You're welcome. Derek's tablet pinged. He looked at the screen. Facial recognition came back. The man in the black polo. Match? Tan asked. No. He's not in our system. Derek frowned. But the image quality is good. We can circulate it to other venues. Hotels. See if anyone recognizes him. Do it, Naomi said. Derek typed quickly, sent the image to his security network. Officer Tan returned. Warrant request is filed. Judge says we'll have it in 2 hours. Maybe less. Good, Derek said. Tan looked at Marcus. For what it's worth, you made the right call. All of it. Marcus nodded. Thank you. Most people wouldn't have seen it. Tan continued. The pattern, the tail, the fake helper. You connected dots most of us would have missed. I just did my job. No, Derek said. His voice was quiet, sincere. You did more than that. He extended his hand. Marcus shook it. Naomi's assistant appeared at her elbow. Ma'am, event control is asking if you want to reschedule your keynote. They can move you to this afternoon. Naomi looked at Marcus, at Derek, at the auxiliary lane, now empty and silent. No, she said. Cancel it. I'll release a statement instead. Something about security protocols saving lives. She paused. And I'll mention the man who saw what no one else did. Ma'am, that's not necessary. Marcus started. Yes, Naomi said firmly. It is. Derek's radio crackled. Hayes again. Security lead. Torres just said something. Off the record. What? Derek asked. He said, you should check her schedule for next week. See who benefits if she's not there. Derek looked at Naomi. Her face had gone pale. The shareholder vote, she whispered. Marcus's chest tightened. Torres wasn't just admitting guilt. He was pointing them toward whoever hired him, which meant the threat wasn't over. It was bigger than one man, bigger than today. The shareholder vote was in 6 days. Naomi had explained it while they waited for the warrant. A hostile takeover attempt, a coalition of investors trying to force her out. They needed 60%. Current projections, 58, 2%. That's how close they were. If I miss the vote, Naomi had said, my proxy votes default to abstention. That tips the scale. Can't you vote remotely? Derek had asked. Not under our bylaws, physical presence required for CEO defense. So, if you're incapacitated, they win. Now, standing at the checkpoint with 3 surveillance devices bagged and Torres detained, Marcus understood the stakes. This wasn't random. This was a contract hit. Not on her life, on her position. Derek's radio buzzed. Security lead, warrant just came through. Judge signed off. We're clear to access Torres's phone. Copy, Derek said. He looked at Tan. You want to do the honors? I'll supervise, Tan said. Let forensics handle the unlock. Derek keyed his mic. Hayes, bag the phone and bring it to main checkpoint. We'll process it here. Copy. En route. While they waited, Marcus watched the crowd. Most had dispersed by now. The event was proceeding, delayed, fractured, but moving. Sessions were running. Vendors were open. Life went on. But a few people lingered. The woman in the red scarf. A younger man with a press badge. An older couple who'd been there since the beginning. They were waiting to see how this ended. Marcus didn't blame them. He wanted to know too. Officer Hayes arrived with the phone in an evidence bag. He handed it to Tan. Screen's locked. 4-digit passcode. Tan pulled out a small tablet and a connector cable. Forensic bypass. Give me 2 minutes. He plugged the phone into the tablet. Software loaded. Lines of code scrolled across the screen. Derek stood beside him. Naomi watched over his shoulder. Marcus stayed back, close enough to hear, far enough to let them work. The tablet beeped. Got it, Tan said. We're in. He opened the phone's home screen. 17 apps. Most were standard, email, browser, maps. But one stood out. Encrypted Messenger, Tan said. He tapped it. The app opened. A login screen appeared. Needs credentials, Derek said. Biometrics might still work, Tan said. He held the phone up, looked at Hayes. Can you get Torres's thumbprint? Hayes nodded. I'll bring him here. No, Derek said. Do it there. I don't want him near the evidence. Copy. Hayes left. Returned 3 minutes later with a photo on his own phone. Torres's thumb pressed against a white paper. Clear print visible. Tan loaded the image into his tablet, ran it through a conversion tool. Generated a synthetic fingerprint overlay? This might not work, he said, but it's worth a shot. He placed the overlay on the phone's sensor. Pressed. The phone vibrated. Unlocked. The encrypted messenger opened. 3 conversations, all with the same contact. Admin. Tan opened the most recent thread, scrolled up. Messages from this morning. Admin. Subject entering venue now. Proceed as discussed. Torres. Copy. In position. Admin. Helper is in place. Lane is clear. Torres. Confirmed. Admin. Signal when complete. The timestamp on the last message. 9:14. 2 minutes before Naomi reached the checkpoint. Tan scrolled further. Messages from yesterday. Admin. Devices delivered. Install tonight. Test frequencies. Torres. Received. Will confirm placement tomorrow, AM. Admin. Good. Remember, no physical contact, just positioning. We need her on tape, not injured. Torres. Understood. Derek's jaw was tight. They wanted leverage, not harm. Blackmail, Naomi said quietly. They'd have footage of me alone, scared, possibly crying. Play it at the shareholder meeting, make me look weak. Or unstable, Derek added, unfit to lead. Marcus felt cold. It was clean, calculated, no violence, no direct assault. Just psychological warfare dressed up as a security scare. Almost worked. Tan kept scrolling. Found messages from 2 days ago. Admin, badge and credentials ready. Pick up at locker 14 south entrance. Torres, timing. Admin, 0600. Avoid cameras. Torres, copy. Locker 14, Derek said. He pulled his tablet. Checked the venue map. South entrance has 12 staff lockers. They're secured. Keycard access only. Who has access? Naomi asked. Event staff, Derek said. Cleaning crew. Facilities management. So someone on the inside, Tan said. Or someone who stole a keycard, Derek countered. Either way, Marcus said. The helper. The man in the black polo. He's the inside connection. Derek nodded. Agreed. Tan scrolled to the oldest message in the thread. 5 days ago. Admin. Job confirmed. Target. Naomi Chen. Event. Tech Summit. Date. October 30th. Payment. $15K. Half now. Half on completion. Torres. Accepted. Send details. Admin. Details attached. Tan tapped the attachment. A PDF opened. Event schedule. Venue map. Naomi's photo. Her keynote time. Her hotel information. Everything Torres needed to plan the operation. They knew her schedule, Naomi said. Her voice was shaking now. They knew where I was staying, when I'd arrive, what lane I'd use. Inside information, Derek said. Someone in your organization. Naomi's face went pale. Or someone at the event planning company? We'll find out, Tan said. He saved the messages, took screenshots. This is enough for conspiracy charges, Torres and whoever admin is. Can you trace the account? Derek asked. Encrypted messenger routes through VPN servers, Tan said. It'll take time. Days, maybe weeks. We don't have weeks, Naomi said. The vote is in 6 days. Derek's radio crackled. Hayes again. Security lead. Torres is asking to speak with you. Says he has information to trade. Derek exchanged a look with Tan, then keyed the mic. What kind of information? He won't say. Just that it's about admin. He wants a deal first. Derek looked at Naomi. Your call. He's the one who tried to set you up. Naomi's eyes were hard. Let him talk. But I want to hear it. Derek nodded. Hayes, bring him to main checkpoint. Hands secured. Full supervision. Copy. 2 minutes later, Hayes arrived with Torres. The man's hands were zip-tied in front of him. He looked calm, composed, like a man holding the last card in a bad hand. Derek stepped forward. You wanted to talk. I did, Torres said. His voice was smooth, professional. But first, I need assurances. You're not in a position to negotiate, Tan said. Actually, I am. Torres looked at Naomi. You want to know who hired me? I can tell you, but I need immunity. No, Naomi said flatly. Torres smiled. Then I stay quiet, and you spend the next 6 days wondering who in your inner circle wanted you gone. Silence. Derek's hand hovered near his radio. Tan's expression was stone. Naomi stepped closer to Torres, close enough that Marcus instinctively moved within arm's reach. Tell me who it is, Naomi said quietly, and I'll consider reduced charges, not immunity. Torres studied her, calculating, then nodded. Fair enough. He looked at Derek. I need you to pull up your venue contractor database. Search for a company called Summit Facilities Group. Derek pulled his tablet, typed, waited. The screen loaded. One result. Summit Facilities Group. Registered vendor. Hired for event setup and coordination. Derek's voice trailed off. He looked at Torres. They're one of your subcontractors. Correct, Torres said. And Summit Facilities is owned by a shell company. Same shell company that owns QX Solutions. Tan leaned forward. Who owns the shell company? Torres smiled. That's the question, isn't it? Before anyone could respond, Derek's tablet pinged. An email alert. He opened it, read the first line. His face went white. What? Naomi asked. Derek turned the tablet toward her. It's from the business registry office. I requested ownership records for QX Solutions an hour ago. Naomi read the screen. Her hand went to her mouth. Marcus couldn't see the name, but he saw Naomi's reaction. Who is it? Marcus asked. Naomi looked up. Her voice was barely a whisper. My CFO. Derek's radio crackled. Control's voice urgent. Security lead. We just received a call from the Grandview Hotel. Their concierge footage shows a woman accessing Naomi Chen's bag at 8:42 this morning. Description? Derek asked. White female, early 40s, business attire. Hotel staff confirmed she's not an employee. Tan pulled up his phone, opened Naomi's company website, scrolled to the executive team page. He turned the screen toward Naomi. Is this her? Naomi stared at the photo. Her CFO, Sandra Marks, the woman who'd worked beside her for 6 years. Yes, Naomi whispered. Marcus felt the room tilt. It wasn't just a hired contractor. It was someone Naomi trusted, someone with access, someone who knew every detail of her schedule, her habits, her vulnerabilities. Torres smiled. Now you see. This wasn't just about the shareholder vote. This was about replacing you with someone they already controlled. Naomi didn't move, just stared at the photo of Sandra Marks on Tan's phone screen, her CFO, her right hand, the woman who'd helped build the company from 12 employees to 200. 6 years. 6 years of trust. She's been planning this the whole time, Naomi said quietly. The takeover attempt, the vote. She's been working with the investors. Derek pulled his tablet, started typing. If she owns the shell company, we can trace payments, bank records, wire transfers. That'll take days, Tan said. We don't have days, Naomi said. Her voice was gaining strength. She's at the hotel right now, or on her way to the airport. Derek keyed his radio. Control, I need the Grandview Hotel security on the line. Now. Static. Then, patching you through. A click. A new voice. This is Chief Ramirez, Grandview Security. Go ahead. Chief, this is Derek Moss, Venue Security Lead. We have a suspect who accessed a guest's room this morning, planted an illegal surveillance device. She may still be on your property. Description. Derek looked at Naomi. She spoke clearly, controlled. Sandra Marks, white female, early 40s, brown hair, usually in a bun, business attire. She's my CFO. She would have checked in under her own name. A pause. Keyboard clicks in the background. Got her, Ramirez said. Checked in 2 nights ago. Room 812. Let me pull the keycard logs. More clicks. Last entry to her room, 9:15 this morning. No exit recorded yet. She might still be there. Naomi's breath caught. Can you hold her? Not without probable cause, Ramirez said. I'd need law enforcement for that. Tan stepped forward. This is Officer Tan, Venue Security. I'm calling in LAPD now. Can you monitor her room until they arrive? Affirmative. I'll post someone discreetly in the hallway. Do it, Derek said. Tan pulled out his phone, dialed, waited. LAPD Central, this is Officer Tan, badge 4721. I need a unit at the Grandview Hotel, room 812. Suspect in corporate espionage and conspiracy. Female, 40s, likely flight risk. The dispatcher's voice. Units are 20 minutes out. Can hotel security contain? Affirmative. They're monitoring now. Copy. Dispatching now. Tan hung up, looked at Naomi. 20 minutes. She's not leaving that hotel. Torres was watching the whole exchange. Still calm, still smiling. You think you've won, he said. But Sandra's not stupid. She'll have a contingency. What contingency? Derek asked. Insurance. Same as me. Recordings. Documents. Proof that others in your company knew. He looked at Naomi. You think she acted alone? With that much money at stake? Naomi's face hardened. Who else? Torres shrugged. That's above my pay grade. But I'd check who's been pushing hardest for the takeover, who stands to gain if you're out. Names, Derek said. I don't have names. I have a job. I do the job. I don't ask questions. You're asking for reduced charges, Tan said. That means you cooperate fully. Torres met his gaze. I've told you everything I know. The rest is your job. Derek's radio crackled. Ramirez again. Security lead, we have a development. Subject just exited her room, carrying a suitcase, heading toward the elevators. Stop her, Derek said. Negative. We can't detain without cause, but we're tracking. She's heading to the lobby. Derek swore under his breath. 20 minutes is too long. Marcus stepped forward. Ma'am, do you have her number? Can you call her? Naomi looked at him. What would I say? That you need her. Emergency. Get her talking. Keep her in the lobby until LAPD arrives. Naomi hesitated, then nodded, pulled out her phone, dialed. The call rang. Once, twice, then a voice. Naomi? I've been trying to reach you. Are you okay? I heard there was an incident at the venue. Sandra's voice, smooth, concerned, perfectly pitched. Naomi closed her eyes, steadied herself. Sandra, I need you. Something happened. Can you come to the venue? A pause. I'm actually at the hotel, packing. My flight's in 2 hours. Flight. Where are you going? Back to the office. You said you didn't need me here today. I need you now. Please, it's urgent. Another pause. Longer. Naomi, what happened? Someone tried to hurt me. Security stopped it. But I need you here. I need someone I trust. Silence on the line. Marcus could hear it, the calculation, the decision. Then, of course, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Thank you. The call ended. Naomi lowered the phone. Her hand was shaking. She's coming. Good, Derek said. He keyed his radio. Control subject is en route to the venue. ETA 15 minutes. I need 2 officers at the main entrance. Plain clothes. Do not approach until I give the signal. Copy. Positioning now. Marcus checked his watch. 11:47. Lily's school got out at 3:30. He had time. Barely. Derek turned to Torres. You're going back to holding. Hayes, take him. Torres didn't resist, just smiled as Hayes led him away. Good luck, he called over his shoulder. You're going to need it. The 15 minutes crawled. Naomi paced. Derek coordinated with the entrance officers. Tan reviewed the evidence, the RFID tag, the surveillance devices, the phone messages, building the case. Marcus stood at the checkpoint, watching the crowd, watching the entrance. At 12:02, a black sedan pulled up outside. Sandra Marks stepped out. Tailored suit, leather briefcase, calm. She walked through the main doors, headed toward the checkpoint. Derek keyed his radio. Subject entering now. Stand by. Sandra reached the checkpoint, saw Naomi, smiled. Naomi, thank God. I was so worried. Naomi didn't smile back. Sandra. Sandra's smile faltered, just slightly. What's wrong? We need to talk, Naomi said, privately. Of course. Where? Here is fine. Sandra looked around, at Derek, at Tan, at Marcus. Her expression shifted. Recognition. Understanding. Naomi, she said carefully. What's going on? Derek stepped forward. Miss Marks, I'm Derek Moss, security lead. We'd like to ask you some questions. Questions about what? About your access to Miss Chen's hotel room this morning at 8:42. Sandra's face went blank. Professional mask. I don't know what you're talking about. The Grandview has footage, Tan said. You, in the hallway, entering her room with a concierge key. That's absurd. Is it? Naomi's voice was cold. Because they also found the RFID tag you planted in my bag. The one that triggered the scanner. The one that was supposed to send me into the auxiliary lane. Sandra's jaw tightened. I think I need a lawyer. You do, Derek said. He gestured to the 2 officers approaching from the entrance. Sandra Marks, you're being detained for questioning in connection with conspiracy, illegal surveillance, and corporate espionage. The officers moved in. One took Sandra's briefcase. The other guided her hands behind her back. No cuffs yet, just control. Sandra didn't resist, but her eyes stayed locked on Naomi. You don't understand. The company was dying. The investors, they have a plan. A real plan. You were holding us back. So you tried to destroy me, Naomi said. I tried to save the company. By blackmailing me? Recording me in distress? Handing control to people who don't care about our work? Sandra's composure cracked, just for a second. It wasn't supposed to go this far. Just leverage. Just enough to make you step aside quietly. But it did go this far, Naomi said. And now you're done. The officers led Sandra away. She didn't look back. Naomi stood in the center of the checkpoint, surrounded by the mess of torn bags and evidence and the weight of 6 years of betrayal. Derek approached. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Don't be, Naomi said. Her voice was steady now, strong. You stopped it. He stopped it. She looked at Marcus. If you hadn't seen the pattern, if you hadn't acted, I'd be on tape right now. Broken, weak, and Sandra would have won. Marcus shook his head. You're not weak. No, Naomi said. I'm not. The crowd that had lingered, the woman in the red scarf, the press badge, the older couple, started clapping. Slow at first, then louder. The woman in the red scarf stepped forward. I was wrong, she said to Marcus. Earlier, I thought you were the problem, but you saved her. Marcus nodded. Just doing my job. No, the woman said. You did more than that. Others joined in. Phones lowered. Applause spread. Derek stepped beside Marcus, extended his hand again. I doubted you. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Marcus shook his hand. You did your job too. Maybe, Derek said, but you did it better. Tan approached with his tablet. LAPD is processing Sandra now. Torres is cooperating. We've got enough for charges on both of them. Conspiracy, surveillance, attempted blackmail. They're not walking. Good, Naomi said. Tan looked at Marcus. You should know. This case is going to be studied. Training material, how to spot coordinated threats, how to trust your instincts. He paused. You're going to be in textbooks. Marcus almost laughed. I just want to pick up my daughter on time. What time? Naomi asked. 3:30. Naomi checked her watch. You've got 3 hours. Go. We'll handle the paperwork. Ma'am, I need to give a statement. Later, Naomi said firmly. Your daughter comes first. Go. Marcus hesitated, then nodded. Thank you. As Marcus turned to leave, Naomi called out. Marcus. He stopped, looked back. When you see Lily, Naomi said, her voice soft, tell her your dad kept someone safe today. Tell her he saw something no one else saw. And tell her. She paused, smiled. Tell her she's lucky to have you. Marcus felt his throat tighten. He nodded, couldn't trust his voice. He walked toward the exit. The crowd parted, phones lowered in respect now, not judgment. Behind him, Derek's radio crackled one last time. Security lead, all clear. Venue is secure. Event proceeding. But Marcus was already gone, heading home, to the person who mattered most. Marcus made it to Lily's school with 20 minutes to spare. He parked in the pickup lane, turned off the engine, sat in the silence. His phone buzzed, a message from Derek. Paperwork can wait until tomorrow. Statement 2. Take the rest of the day. You've earned it. Marcus typed back. Thank you. Another message came in, this one from a number he didn't recognize. This is Naomi Chen. Derek gave me your number. I meant what I said. You saved my life and my company. When things settle, I'd like to take you and Lily to dinner. Let me know. Marcus stared at the screen. A CEO, wanting to have dinner with him and his daughter. He saved the number. Typed back, we'd like that. At 3:30, the school doors opened. Kids poured out, backpacks bouncing, voices loud. Lily appeared near the back of the crowd, small for 9, brown hair and a ponytail. She was walking carefully, not running like the other kids. Marcus got out of the car, leaned against the door. Lily saw him. Her face lit up. She walked faster, not quite running, but close. Dad? He knelt. She crashed into him. He caught her, held her. Hey, sweetheart, you came. Of course I came. She pulled back, looked at his face. Miss Reyes said you were working. She said you were okay. I am okay. You promise? I promise. Lily studied him, then nodded, satisfied. She reached into her backpack, pulled out a folded piece of paper. I made you something. Marcus took it, unfolded it. A drawing. 2 stick figures, one tall, one small, holding hands. A sun in the corner, a house with a red door. That's us, Lily said. At home. Marcus felt his throat tighten. It's perfect. Miss Reyes said I could draw when I felt nervous, so I drew this. And then I wasn't nervous anymore. That's good, sweetheart. That's really good. Lily smiled, small but real. Can we go home now? Yeah, Marcus said. Let's go home. They stopped for ice cream on the way. Lily got chocolate chip. Marcus got coffee. They sat at a small table by the window. Lily swung her legs, focused on her cone. Dad? Yeah? Did something happen at work today? Marcus hesitated. Why do you ask? You seem different. Different how? Like you're thinking about something. Marcus took a breath. Something did happen, but it's okay now. What happened? He chose his words carefully. Someone needed help, and I was able to help them. Like a superhero? Marcus smiled. No, not like a superhero, just being in the right place. Seeing something that needed to be seen. Lily thought about that. Miss Reyes says that's important. Seeing things other people don't see. She's right. Was the person okay? The one you helped? Yes. She's okay. Lily nodded, took another bite of ice cream. Good. They finished their cones in comfortable silence, then drove home. That evening, after dinner, Lily's homework, and her bath, Marcus tucked her into bed. Dad? Yeah? I'm glad you came to pick me up. I'm glad too. I didn't need my breathing exercises today. Not after I drew the picture. Marcus smoothed her hair. That's great, sweetheart. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too. He kissed her forehead. Good night, Lily. Good night, Dad. He turned off the light, left the door cracked, walked to the living room, sat on the couch, pulled out his phone. 3 new messages. One from Derek. Incident report filed. Sandra and Torres formally charged. Your statement scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow. See you then. One from Officer Tan. Wanted to say thanks again. You made us all look good today. Beers on me sometime. One from Naomi. LAPD confirmed Sandra's been working with the investors for 8 months. She's facing 5 charges. My lawyer says the shareholder vote will proceed as planned, and I'll be there. Because of you. Thank you doesn't feel like enough. Marcus read the messages, didn't reply, just set the phone down. He thought about the morning, the beep, the grab, the torn strap, the crowd's anger, the evidence, the footage, Sandra's face when she realized she'd been caught. He thought about Torres's calm, the surveillance devices, the 90-second window, how close it had been. He thought about Lily's drawing, 2 stick figures, holding hands. That's what mattered. Not the commendation Derek had promised, not the dinner with Naomi, not the textbooks Tan had mentioned, just this, coming home, being here, holding the line when it counted so that Lily had a stable place to come back to. His phone buzzed one more time, a message from Miss Reyes. Lily told me you helped someone today. She said she's proud of you, just wanted you to know. She talked about it at dismissal, smiling, confident. That's progress, Marcus, real progress. Marcus closed his eyes, let the words sink in. Progress, not perfect, not cured, just better, steadier. That was enough. He picked up his phone one last time, opened a new message to Naomi. Thank you doesn't feel like enough from my end either, but you're welcome. And yes, dinner sounds good. Lily would like that. Sent. Then he opened a message to Derek. See you at 10, and thanks for today, for trusting me when it mattered. Sent. He set the phone down, leaned back, stared at the ceiling. Tomorrow, there'd be paperwork, statements, meetings, maybe press. But tonight, there was just this. Quiet. Home. Lily asleep down the hall. Some days, that was the best sound of all. If you believe that competence under fire deserves to be heard, that good people holding the line when everything bends is a story worth telling, then hit subscribe. Because the best stories aren't about perfect heroes. They're about real people who see what others miss, who act when seconds count, who protect what matters most. Thanks for listening.